Live, folks. Welcome to the Sit Down Standards Kickstarter Preview. My name's David. I'm joined as always by my favorite board gamer, my wife, Alyssa.
Hello.
And today we're taking a look at the two-player historic card game, The Civil War Experience, from Daniel Caudle. In this game, players are going to be competing as the Union and Confederate armies trying to destroy their other opponent. But before we determine who is the victor, let's talk about what's included in the game. Take it away.
All right, in this game, you're going to be getting two separate decks of cards. The first deck is for one player, and it's going to be the Union Army. And the second deck will go to the second player, and that's the Confederate Army. Mm-hmm. Now, in each deck, there's going to be different types of cards in that the players will be drawing each turn. They'll have resource cards. These act as how you gain deployment tokens. Mm-hmm. You also have gear cards, artillery cards, infantry cards, and special one-off cards that you use, special abilities.
Yeah, so the game works, it's very similar to a lot of different card battling games that are out there. It's very simple to play, but the way it works is that you start out with a hand of cards, and then ultimately what you're going to be doing is using the resource cards. These are different areas and different places during the Civil War that are going to give you what are called deployment tokens. And you're going to use those deployment tokens to muster up units like infantry units and artillery. And then once you get those out on the battlefield, then you're going to use those different infantry, artillery cards to attack your other opponents. Basically, and the way you win this game is by ultimately destroying the entire army, all of their resources, and that's who determines the victor is. Now, there's like I said, a bunch of different types of cards that are included in here. What's great is all of the cards have their own unique artwork. Even cards that are repeats actually have different photos, and they're all photos, original artwork, and portrayals from the 1860s during the Civil War. So very cool artwork on the cards.
And then on each card, there's actually facts.
Yeah, they have little quibs about the different events and different characters that were involved during the Civil War. So the way that the battling system works is that each card is going to have a couple different icons on it. One is going to be accuracy. What you're going to be doing when you attack is rolling 2 dice. And based on what the accuracy level is of the character you're trying to attack, you need to roll that number or higher. It'll also have hit points, so how much health it has. Mm-hmm. Also how much damage it does when it attacks. And then there might be some different special icons on there and different special abilities that are listed on the card. So it's a very straightforward, easy to learn 2-player battling card game. And there is actually quite a bit of strategy here because of some of the cards allow you to call up other units. So for instance, if you call Ulysses S. Grant in the Union Army, he brings out further infantry units. And what I really liked about it is that there's kind of 2 different ways to play it. You can roll individually for every single infantry unit you have or every single artillery unit you have, or you can kind of combine that group and roll single, and it kind of speeds up the game, allows it to be played in a quicker pace. In addition, all of the cards are really balanced. Meaning some of the cards have a lower accuracy level, meaning like you would only have to roll a 5 on 2 dice, which is, well, in the case of Alyssa, it's kind of difficult. One of the worst dice rolling games we played. But the accuracy level might be lower. So let's say, for instance, you only need to roll a 5 to hit this particular target, this particular character or artillery gun. But it'll have considerable more health or attack value. It'll attack stronger than maybe other cards. So it is very balanced in that certain characters that have more health might be more susceptible to being hit or might not be able to do as much damage. Mm-hmm. But if you're a Civil War buff, this is a really fun game to play. It also, I mean, we were learning stuff that I didn't know about the Civil War. And there's the special encounter cards. These kind of, you can play off of your turn. So normally you can essentially play cards on your turn and attack on your turn. But there are certain cards that allow to be played off of your turn. These can do things like heal one of your characters.
Or I had one that you could play off my turn that would hit my opponent for so many hit points, and he would think he still had that opponent, but then it would end up killing them. Yeah, so
like I said, it's very simple to learn. It probably takes, I would say, on the quicker pace, it probably takes about 45 minutes, a little bit over an hour if you play the full version where it's each individual character you're rolling for.
There is strategy, though, in that, I mean, you have your 2 rows. You have your resource cards. You have to decide each turn if you want to spend your deployment tokens on resource cards or if you want to put out your men up front, like your cavalry and your infantry. Mm-hmm. And your infantry and cavalrymen, they don't just attack. Sometimes they're used also as deployment points.
Yep.
So you might need them for deployment. So it's really this push and pull of do I tap him and use him for deployment points, or do I need to use him towards attacking? So you really have to find that fine balance.
Yeah, so again, if you are trying to introduce the card battling games that are out there, and there's of course a ton that are out there.
It's a great entry game for
it's a good
battling.
entry game to learn because it's so streamlined and so straightforward. Right now, they're going to be going, as this video goes up there, Kickstarter hasn't started, but they're planning on coming up in June, they're planning on starting their Kickstarter. So what we'll do is in the video description down below, we'll put the link once it comes out for the Kickstarter so you can check out that. But yeah, we'll put other links to their website where you can also find out some other information about it. But that is the Civil War experience from Daniel Caudle. Till next time, bye.
See ya.